This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX for $19 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Love it. It is Monday. August 18th, 2025. We got one game left for the preseason, and we hit the regular season, baby. We got the Canes. Man, I am so freaking jacked about the Canes. It's going to be awesome. So, looking good, man. Looking good. Having some fun. We got some Dolphin news as Matthew Judon is expected to sign with the Dolphins. He's got to go through physical and all that stuff. And, you never know. You never know. But with apparently reports, Aaron Wilson, Jordan Schultz, all that, it looks like they're headed this way. And those guys are pretty reliable. So we'll see. And it's an interesting move. So we'll get to talk about that because there's a domino effect going on. And so I got to tell you what that domino effect is. Sometimes you'll see me look to the side this way. It's because I've got that Twitter board full of all kinds of stuff, just in case if there's anything breaking and stuff like that. So you'll see me look this way, and I'll be looking at either a crypto thing or music or Dolphins or NFL news or news feeds or something. I got all kinds of things there. So I always look at it that way just to see what the hell is going on, because sometimes there's something there, but it wasn't important. So just in case if you see me go that way like that, when you see my eyes, it's because I'm reading something that is coming across something in the world of sports or entertainment or music or whatever, or crypto, of course, because and sweet dip today. Oh, I love it. We are at 115,000. We are at 114,987 right now. This is like sweetness right now for any of you out there, especially for you newbies that, you're like, oh, should I get in? Whatever. And then there you go. Not that I'm a financial advisor at all. I mean, I'm not the guy that was talking to you about it when it was at 16,000. Now it's, usually over 116,000. So that's kind of the way it goes. But anyway, so we got a dip. Obviously, with the altcoins, which is a good thing. The market, by the way, for those of you that are playing the market, the Dow is down almost 78 points. The S&P is down about 4 points, and the NASDAQ is barely down, just a slight hair there. So we will have it. What's causing the dip in Bitcoin and crypto today? It's uncertainty too, dude. You cannot have markets, whether it's crypto or the stock market or anything, pumping consistently when you have inconsistencies in the administration. So nobody knows. Will you stop a war? Will you not stop a war? Will you add tariffs or not tariffs? Oh, I'm pissed off because you do politics this way. I'm going to run your country, so I'm going to tax Brazil 50% and then all of you that buy coffee and you go to Starbucks and all these places, you're going to pay more. So there wasn't a 50% tax on Brazil until the orangutan got pissed. So you really can't have the financial markets cannot work if the people in the administration have no idea what they're doing, and one day they have tariffs and one day they don't, and one day they extend them and one day they put a pause on them, and so then businesses are like, and investors are like, and there are trillions on the sidelines right now. There's like over $7 or $8 trillion right now on the sidelines waiting in stable coins and in cash to get into the markets, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whatever, but they're waiting for something to finish. And then so you've got the feds, they don't know what to do with the rates because they don't know what they're doing with the tariffs. And so until the tariffs settle, you still haven't finished anything with China. You don't have any agreements. They're kind of like, just like, hey, we agree. Oh, okay, great. There's no real anything in writing or nothing like that. It's not done through Congress. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. And that's why you see what you're seeing right now. And yet there are trillions of people who are either millionaire or billionaires, and they're waiting to invest, but they're waiting for some certain direction, and they're not getting that yet. And so because of all the instability, this is why you get these kind of things. But I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you this, okay? In the end, it doesn't matter whether they get it right or they get it wrong, Bitcoin will pump to the moon. I can't say that about stocks, and I can't say that about altcoins. I cannot tell you that, okay? Maybe Ethereum, okay? Ethereum is the only one that probably will, because there's so much business on Ethereum, and all the stable coins are on there, and there's so much DeFi on there, and it's all established, and it's consistent. It doesn't break down like Solana has, issues and all that. So Ethereum maybe is the other one, but there's going to be a major crash in the stock market in 2026 because the dollar will be continuing to shrink. So, that's why you have this kind of stuff. Inflation is going to go up. It's nothing's going to stop. It's doesn't matter who you put in office. It's all going to go that way, and the dollar's going to go that way. So all this kind of stuff, you have people waiting to invest, but they're waiting for a set plan, and there has been no set plan yet. So until you get that, you won't get stability in the market. But instability or stability will pump Bitcoin either way, because as people get smart, they'll figure it out. So there you go. That's why Bitcoin and the markets struggle at this point in time. All right. Got that one? Good. We move on. All right. What do we got? Jamie Zorria in San Jose, I see, is number one. Very nice, sir. Don't forget, Big Cheese, Miami.com, proud sponsors of our program. Visit them if you're looking for some lunch today and you're in the Coral Gables area and you want to see a lot of hurricane memories in the walls, over 40 years of memories, because they've been around for over 40 years. Billy and Gary started this as an idea, as a concept, and it has grown into an institution. 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, 305-662-6855. They've got party platters also. You can pick up or delivery. So if you got a party, some kind of setting for your employees or family members or whatever it is, you can also order from the Big Cheese. Any plate can become a platter. It's a beautiful thing. BigCheeseMiami.com. And when you sit down, make sure you order those garlic rolls and tell them that we sent you here on the Big O Show. BigCheeseMiami.com. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum or Chainlink or Solana donation. And remember, I've told you that I'm a big Chainlink, investor. And by the way, on a red day, the only thing that is green right now is Chainlink, actually. Chainlink has had an absolute sizzling last couple of days. It went all the way over $26 yesterday, and it's down now to $25.24. I've been telling you about Chainlink since it was down at $6. So, a lot of you that have been following me with Chainlink, you're way in the green right now, way in the green. But I expect this thing to go up probably $100, I think, in this bull run. But I'm not a financial advisor, so don't listen to me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, nice run by Chainlink yesterday. So it's nice to see them. Wait till the DeFi again. The administration hasn't passed the DeFi rules yet. These are things that we're all waiting for, And there are certain companies, certain coins that you may own, and you're going, why isn't it moving? Well, if it's tied to DeFi, it's going to have a little bit of an issue because people are waiting for the rules and the regulations in DeFi. So stability, rules, laws, and all of that are an issue. You know what I mean? So what can I tell you? All right. What else do we have here? TJ Superman, Jeff in Long Island. Jamie says, I saw several promising youngsters in Saturday's game. Wish make for an interesting season. Well, we talked about it. You can listen to the post-game show. We broke it all down. We talked a lot about that on Saturday's show. Orlando Sean, Jay Bird is in the house. Inter Miami, yeah, they look good. Messi came off the bench and lit a fire in them. WNBA better hire better. The WNBA is a Mickey Mouse league. Let's just call it what it is. Okay, I love watching the WNBA. All right, I love watching the W, as they like to call it, but they were handed a superstar and they've mishandled everything. They're in their when they had the USA basketball, they kept the last spot for Diana Taurasi, who's 41 years old, and it was going to be like her 6th Olympics. Like, it's stupid. You left Caitlin Clark off. You look at the refereeing in this league, it is terrible. They do everything so unprofessional, so amateurish. And the women, any bad stereotype that exists with women, it's all found in the WNBA. All of it. Every single negative that you could find about women's stereotype, you can find that shit in the WNBA. Yeah, it's like you finally handed the kid the keys to a really nice car and he just wraps it around a tree. That's who the WNBA is. These women weren't even going on chartered planes until Caitlin comes around, and then they treat her like shit. I don't get that. That would be like in the MLS, everybody trying to tackle Messi. Can you imagine? Just people just trying to not that I'm equating Messi and Caitlin, but I am equating Messi and Caitlin as the impact on their games, not the players. We know Messi's one of the greatest or whatever, and yeah, Caitlin could be considered one of the greatest in college yet, but not in the WNBA because she hasn't been there long enough. But my point is, her impact to the WNBA is equal. She's the only one that sells out NBA arenas. Okay, not WNBA arenas. She can sell out NBA arenas. All right. I mean, these are things that entire league, Jay, is a freaking joke, dude. They need like real people to run that league. Okay, I don't know who, but get people that know what the hell they're doing, and teach a lot of these women to grow the hell up and become more professionals. Because there's so much. The level of unprofessionalism in the WNBA is a joke. So blame the players, blame the officials, blame the coaching, blame the ownership, blame the league, blame everybody in the WNBA. All these clowns add to the circus. Okay? And that's why the WNBA is a big top, is what they are. So let's just call shit like it is. That's what we do here on the show. All right. When they learn how to actually act professional and become a real league, then we'll talk. But for now, yeah, dude, this is the parents left for the weekend. You've got this sprawling 8-bedroom mansion and all that, and you're going to call your friends over and you're going to have a party and you're going to ruin your house. That's what we're talking about right now. That's who the WNBA is. They are a mess, but I do enjoy watching them play. I will say that. And they the Fever had a big loss this weekend. All right, what else do we have here? Dolphin Dave, One-Eyed Jack, Judon means injury. Well, we shall see. We shall talk about that. Steven Gonzalez, good morning to you, sir. As always, thank you. Luis Notare out in the Jersey Shore, NorCal. Thank you out there. Appreciate you all. All right. Big O, did you ever go on the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket? Yeah, you mean the Aerosmith one? Yeah, I went on it. Yeah, years ago. Definitely. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you for the love on Venmo. And he just puts, have a great day. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Thank you, Ho Yoon. Your generosity is amazing, and we appreciate it. You're helping us get to Madrid, my brother. Thank you very much. Very much. Let's see. What else do we have? Ty in the Bronx, I see there. Brooklyn Rob. Let's see. Darren Waller looks pretty healthy there on the sideline. So when do you think he gets? I don't know, Ian. It makes no sense. Nothing with Darren Waller. Everything they've told you is a flat-out lie. Do you understand that, right? Let's just, nobody's going to say it, but I'll say it because I don't give a shit. Okay? They're lying, dude. Everything Mike McDaniel told you about Darren Waller is a freaking lie. When he tells you, I don't want his first practice to be a scrimmage. Well, bro, you had no pads at the beginning of camp. He was already signed. That's when he was already doing something that already had him in great shape. He was in impeccable shape. I was already told that. So there's something else to this story, dude. And that's all. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know what the hell it is, but there's something more to this story. And that's it. If you haven't figured it out, I can't help you on that. But this isn't, nothing that they're telling you makes any sense. Chris Myrick hasn't been in football for 3 years. They sign him and they throw him out there on the street. He's ready to go. Boom, he's hidden. Chubb was out of football for a year, just like Waller. He just wasn't retired, but he was injured. So which is worse than Waller. And he's coming back from major surgery, and he's out there. And by the way, so was Phillips, and he got injured. So you tell me, what's the bullshit excuse? You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's a flat out lie. Mike McDaniel is lying. Understand that. It's a flat out lie. They don't have to tell you jack shit because it's the preseason. And they don't have to tell you about injury or anything like that. Soon they will. They will be forced to, and then we'll find out what's going on. But Drew says he'll be ready, and when he was asked if he'll practice this week, well, I'm sure they'll figure out and get him enough PT to get him ready for week one. I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is you're a liar. That's it. You're a flat out liar. There's nothing more to say about the Dolphins right now and Mike McDaniel. You're a liar. So, listen, I'm too old. I've been at this too long, and I don't have time for this, and I don't entertain this. So I cut it off at the pass. I know what this is. This is all bullshit, and you don't have to tell us the truth, so you're not telling us the truth, because everything you say makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? Everything they've told you about Darren Waller makes zero sense. Other players in worse situations are out there playing, and I've mentioned them all. Chris Myrick's in a worse situation, completely out of football for 3 years. Bradley Chubb was completely out of football last year with a knee injury, and he's back. The other guy's coming back from an Achilles injury, and he came back until he got leg whipped. And this guy can't go out there, and he's completely healthy? Dude, go sell that bullshit somewhere else to me. And if any of you buy it, this is why our country is where we're at, because there's too many stupid people out there. Okay? Let's just call it what it is. Because if anybody's believing this Darren Waller crap from the Dolphins, man, you are stupid. You're not dense. You're not naive. You're stupid. Okay? Let's see, what do we got here? Mr. Spock, good morning. Oh, do Finns sign like a Stephen Gilmore or bring in? Okay. All right, let's address all of this. First of all, I've mentioned this already. The Dolphins don't give a shit about this season. Why do you? Where's the urgency? I'm sorry. You guys out there, oh, let's go sign Stephen Gilmore. Let's go get Asante Samuel. Let's go trade for this. Let's go trade for that. You know, I'm seeing on Twitter, on Twitter feed, well, no, we should go they don't care, dude. Where has there been urgency at all? I don't know how many times I've talked about this, right? They're doing stuff. They are signing Matthew Judon, who is 33 years old, or 32, going to be 33. And he had 5.5 sacks. This is a guy on the decline. So let's talk about this. This is like another example. All right. In the draft, they traded a pick for next year. In the Jonnu Smith trade, they got a pick for the future. And they saved $6 million. The only urgency they had was to sign Zach Sealer to a long-term deal, which was the obvious thing. This season, I keep telling you, obviously, who's the dude? Mr. Spock, right? He doesn't listen every day. You can tell the people that don't listen every day and they don't understand. And I've kind of, it's like there's an example over and 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 over again. They're not signing frontline players to anything. They're not trying to make big trades or anything like that. If they're doing anything, they'll move money around, whatever. Like the next move is trading Chubb, as I told you, and Tyreek at the trading deadline. So in comes Matthew Judon. Okay. All right. So Matthew Judon, he's been a terrific player in his history. Okay. Wait a minute. Free agent Xavier Howard is signing with the Colts. This is great. Oh, thank God it wasn't the Dolphins, because boy, this what I would have told you there, what I'm telling you, whoa, this really adds to it right here. You're going to get a washed up corner. Anyway, so you're signing Matthew Judon, and now all of a sudden, okay, remember we've been talking about this for a while now, that there was no way they were trading Tyreek during the offseason or whatever, because if they do, then they have the cap stuff. But by the deadline, it could happen. All right. By the deadline, it's a possibility that you could end up, trading Tyreek. Well, Chubb is the other guy that we've talked about. So are you signing Matthew Judon because Jalen Phillips' injury is more serious than what you're leading on? Are you signing Matthew Judon because you don't trust, as much as you may like what you've seen from Grayson Murphy, from McClendon, from Good, whatever, okay? Any of the guys, the young guys, do they not trust those guys and they'd rather keep at least a veteran that knows what the hell he's doing? Are you planning ahead? Because you are going to trade Chubb, so you can have a veteran pass rusher in there in the mix. I mean, there's so many things that goes through my mind about why you would make this move at this point in time with Matthew Judon. Because it's not like you really desperately need him, or will you, or do you? I don't know. And I unless something happens that we find out that somebody's injured, and again, they don't have to tell us yet, and they know already, then what the hell's going on. But something's going on, because if you sign Matthew Judon, you're either planning for a move down the line. So when you do trade Chubb by the deadline, then you have a guy to help you out in the rotation. 2, Jalen Phillips' injury is more serious than what we thought, and he's going on the PUP or whatever. So Judon will help you in that rotation, because you don't want to put, a ton of wear and tear on Chubb, who's coming back from an injury. And so it would be chop and Chubb, and no Phillips. So at least you bring in Judon, and you don't put young guys in a position where they have to know what the hell they're doing, and maybe they're not ready for it. I'm thinking that might be the case more. I'm thinking more that that's like the most logical one, that Jalen Phillips, for whatever reason, is not going to be ready first month, first couple weeks, whatever. And, you're going to use Judon in that, like what they did with the, dude, what's the name of the other guy that they got from, he was also a Raven, and he was like an older linebacker, and they brought him back a couple of times. Oh, Jesus. And he could pass rush, but he was more of a, he could pass rush and help out on the run, but he was a freaking liability in coverage. The older linebacker. What's his name, dude? I know all of you know who I'm talking about. But this is what the Judon move reminds me of. And so what I'm guessing, there's some kind of injury there, and they're Melvin Gordon. Nice job, Skyler. Nice job, Mark Weinstock. Thank you, sir. You were first, actually, Mark. Thank you, Skyler. Thank you. Melvin Ingram. Yes, Melvin Ingram. Melvin Ingram is the guy. He was here, and they would sign him towards the end, or kind of be a fill-in guy, or because of his experience, they would bring him, and they brought him in a couple of times, Ingram. And I'm kind of thinking that there's an injury that they're worried about, that somebody is not going to be able to be available for the regular season. So this is what they're doing. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Okay. I can't believe the Colts are signing. Hey, is Omar going to be bragging about, the Dolphins should have gotten him? Oh, that's it. I think Omar is going to pick the Colts now over the Dolphins. By the way, I'm a complete sucker. Yes, sir.
He just tweeted out, quote tweeted, Lou Anarumo is a smart man.
Wow. All right. Indianapolis Hoes. Stay on alert. You got bait. All right. What else do we have here? I have fallen for it. I am a sucker officially. I mean, you kind of knew this already, right? Do you know the opening line right now, Sean Stanley, is Colts -1? Why do I like the Dolphins here? Oh, God. I'm already doing it to myself. I'm like, this is a good bet, bro. Even though I have no respect whatsoever for Mike McDaniel, I think he's a complete goof. I don't think the Dolphins are even going to make the playoffs this year. But I'm thinking the Colts, Daniel Jones, you got to win, because they're not starting Richardson. You got to start Daniel Jones, right? I don't know, whatever. You got to win that game. Jesus. You got to win that game. So I'm already a sucker looking at that going, yeah, I think I can bet the Dolphins there. It's just I'm just looking for heartache like I had heartache in the last Colts game. And it was worse because I bet the Dolphins, they lost, and I was there in Indianapolis. Although I'm not going to say that the best part about being there is actually hanging out with you guys. I actually enjoyed that. Although after I got off the air at the bar in Indy, boy, there were some fans that were mother effing the team left and right. It was funny. Oh, what do we got here? True Fin Fan says, I promise you that Omar Kelly will be speaking about the mistake we committed by not signing Howard. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, that's been his boy the whole time. Skylar says, Indy's about 3.5 hours from me in Chicago. Given everything we know about this upcoming season, is it worth going to the game for week 1? Dude, listen, brother, look at my wall, Even though I'll tell you honestly what I think is going to happen, that's one game I think you got a shot to go. They can win, dude. It's like they can win that game. They're, if they're healthy enough, which this week I don't think anybody's going to play again. I don't think they're risking anything this week. If anything was going to be this week, it looks like the week 1 was their deal. They'll have their practice this week, and that'll be their final for their first team on Thursday against the Jags. And then on Saturday, they're going to play the 2 backups again. That's just going to end up happening. Tua's not going to play. It makes no sense at this point. Plus, Austin Jackson's not ready yet. So get him ready for week 1 and all that stuff. If they're healthy enough, man, I would go to that game, Skylar. I would go to that game. Yeah. Yeah, I think you got a shot, dude. I would go to that game. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a sports betting expert, okay? So, it is our Dolphins. That is one thing I don't have any control over, man. I cannot control the fate of our Dolphins. That the fate is in their hands, and they just haven't handled fate very well the last 40 years, my brother. But Skylar, I'm a glutton for Dolphin punishment. I would go to that game. That's one that I would actually feel like we got a shot. Now, I wouldn't go in there cocky. I wouldn't go in there thinking, for sure we're going to win, because that would be really stupid. Any Dolphins fan that would do that, that's when you're kind of, that's stupidity 101 right there, because that's not what you're supposed to do. Oh, man. By the way, Fort Lauderdale United is South Florida's only professional women's soccer team, and they are representing South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, with pride and passion and a ton of community. And they are making history on the field and off the field, and they will kick off the 2025 season at Beyond Bankcard Field at NSU Stadium. And they will be hosting the Lexington SC. 7:30 kickoff, all right? Family-friendly atmosphere. I went to a few games last year myself. Live entertainments. They got mascots, all kinds of stuff. So you can check it out. By the way, they got a special going on for the home opener. Buy one ticket and you get one free for the August 23rd home opener. So it's a great chance to come with a friend, a family member. Saturday night is the home opener, all right? And we're going to be there. We're going to have a Saturday show broadcasting live at Fort Lauderdale United Beyond Bankcard Field. So we'll be out there from 5 to 7 doing a show. So we followed everything with Fort Lauderdale United last year, and well, this year we might be taking a little step closer to covering it, and at the same time, bringing you guys a little bit closer to the team so you can get to know them and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to a nice little partnership with Fort Lauderdale United. Get your tickets, folks. All right. At Fort Lauderdale United. And we're going to have a good season this year. We're going to have a good season. They made it to the playoffs in their first year. Let's see if they can. They made it to the finals. So let's see if they can actually get it done. It would be pretty cool. All right. Bills looked like garbage the other night. It's interesting how you can look at one thing or look at the other. The Bills played all backups there. And in the end, nobody gives a shit about the Bills preseason. I'm not worried about the Panthers preseason. I'm talking about the Florida Panthers. Once you're established, you think I'm worried about Kansas City in the preseason, whether they look bad or whatever. They're Kansas City. Not worried about them. I understand, El Colonel. You're a Dolphins fan, so you're looking at it through Dolphins glasses, right? But when you get to a point that you're an established team and you constantly win and you've dominated your division, you've dominated all the opponents in your division, including the Miami Dolphins, right? What are they, 2-14 against Sean McDermott, right? So that's kind of like ass kicking. I don't worry about that with established teams. That's the fun part about the real teams, Colonel. Just so you'll know. So don't ever, when it's an established team, who gives a shit? You think I'm worried about the preseason when you had the big three? No, I'm not. I'm not paying attention to it. Hell, the big three didn't even pay attention to the regular season. Forget the preseason. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you earn your stripes. And the Bills have earned their stripes. The Ravens have earned their stripes. They're going to look great in the regular season. They're going to look great in the preseason, or even if they look bad, nobody cares. It's postseason for them. Inter Miami right now is in a place where it's kind of like, okay, you're doing pretty good in the regular season. You were great in the regular season last year. Yeah, I need to see what you do in the postseason. That's where I'm going to measure you now. And so for the Dolphins, this is why when the people say, oh, don't overreact with the preseason. No. You can overreact with the preseason with the Dolphins because they don't do anything right. So if you can't get your practices right, if you can't get your preseason games right, I certainly don't expect you to get the regular season games right. Oh, and what would you know? It wouldn't lead to the playoffs or any success to the playoffs. Wow, what a concept. So if you can't get the easiest things right, how do I expect you to get the harder things right? And that's where I would counter to all those Dolph fans that lie to themselves constantly. You're all overreacting on the preseason for the Dolphins. No, you're not. No, you're not. The Dolphins are complete fuck-ups. So when they stop being complete fuck-ups, maybe we won't stop overreacting on the fact that they're complete fuck-ups on a consistent basis. Practice, preseason, regular season, complete embarrassment if they ever show up in the playoffs. We're all measuring you differently. The Miami Hurricanes football team is in a stage where they're in a prove it stage because they've been constant screw ups. And now there has been an evolution of wins, right? Now you've got to get to that next stage where you're winning the big games and the bigger matchups and getting into the playoffs. And we shall see. But eventually we'll get to a point, if you're really good, we don't worry about all the minutia. But when you suck constantly, when you never get anything right, When you never accomplish anything, you get overreaction and reaction on everything, and you should. The Bills, I don't care about their preseason. The Dolphins, I do. I want to see some structure. I want to see you, like on Saturday, even though it was the backups, at least your backups played better than their backups. Was it perfect? No. Were you able to run the ball? No. It's still a stank that's on this team, no matter who it is, first, second, third teams, whatever. You're not a good running team. Period. End of story. It's just kind of it's been our thing since that guy was around, right? We have our outliers a couple of years, but normally we don't run the ball. That's kind of what we do. It's who we are. You know, it's just, that's why there is a reaction. And any Dolphins fan or writer or whatever that tries to downplay it, that's horseshit. Okay? When you get to a point that you actually know what you're doing, then we don't react about the small stuff. That's just the way it is. So the day the Dolphins want to become the big boys, then we won't worry about all that other stuff. But meanwhile, we'll discuss that today is day number 18,845 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy. Okay? So that no good, man. That no good. But you know what is good? Is being at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, and we'll be there on Wednesday, 11 a.m., having some fun with Alan, the GM out there, Eric Stampone, and folks, you can check out the 2025 Subaru Legacy right now, 3.9% financing, 0 down available, sign and drive, no payments for 90 days. They've got the Subaru Impreza right now, $199 a month. Some great lease features. The Crosstrek, very popular, $225 a month, 2.9% financing, sign and drive, 0 down. The Outback, 0% available right now, financing, $267 a month. They've also got no payments for 90 days. Just some great deals. The Ascent Premium, $357 a month. The Subaru Forester, $257 a month. The Sotera, they've got 0% financing right now, and I love the Sotera. It's a hybrid. Check it out. That's probably one of my favorite Subaru vehicles. And go see Alan and all the great people out there, Thomas St. Brian Medina, Samuel Williams, and, of course, my man Eric Stampone. He'll be joining me on Wednesday at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. And don't forget, use the QR code, mention our name. You will get $500 off your vehicle at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Okay. All right. What do we have here? What do we have on the chat board? Don't forget, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or Chainlink donation. Yeah. Odds on X grabbing a pick in week 1, 0. 0 chance that he'll grab a pick in week 1. You can bet against that if there's a line. That'll be great. Make easy money. He's Toast City at this point. One-Eyed Jack says, "Oh, I'm going to both the Browns and the Steelers game. I think that, yes, I think they've got a shot at both those games. More Steelers than the Browns. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got a shot. Why not? But, man, the Colts game, really like that one. I know. Save this clip. Hold it against me. I'll be pissed off in the post-game show because we lost. True Fit Fan says, as much as a fan as I am and as old as I am, the one thing I've always known that this show is a great teacher of reality. I've learned a lot on how to read things because of it. Grateful. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. It's flattering. It really is. What else do we have here? Jay's going. Says, see you Saturday for Lauderdale United. I'm upset that Cassette Morche signed with Orlando Pride, new goalkeeper, and some great other additions for the team. Yeah, it's second year. You're going to have a lot of turnover. And remember, you're in the level before is it the WSL? What is it? The top league now, and I'm forgetting the acronym for it. But anyway, the top league. So you're going to have transition here in this kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's hard to find people for long-term purposes because they're trying to move up too at the same time. And if you hit on some of them, well, you're going to hit on players that are probably going to move on because that's why they're pretty good. So that's going to be kind of the trick and the fun part of it, by the way. That's what I love. Miami FC goes through that also, which is, really, really cool. Let's see. What else do we have here? Ollie is that dude. Hope he can stay healthy. I love what I see from Ollie. He should be the number 2 back. It should be lightning and thunder is what I talked about on Saturday night. So, yeah, I'm with you there. I was 6 years old the last time the Dolphins went to the Super Bowl. Maybe before I die, they pull it off again. Oh, I'm with you, brother. I was 7 and 8 in the 2 Dolphin wins. So slightly older than you. And and I know that 6, 7, and 8-year-olds in those days aren't even 6, 7, 8-year-olds in today. You know what I'm saying? Especially a 7 and 8-year-old. Like, wow, you compared to nowadays, you're so much more advanced. You might have a little bit more understanding, not appreciation, because that you got to be a little older. And that's where I missed out on. So even though I was around for those 2 first Super Bowls, I didn't really truly enjoy them the way a real fan would enjoy them. I was a kid, dude. Please. It's a joke. So it doesn't resonate. You know what I mean? The cool part about it is being with my dad. Okay? And it's actually, I don't mean to get personal, but when I think about it is, I'm glad it happened then, because divorce shortly happened after that, and then they were separated, and my parents went through an ugly divorce for many years. And so it shortly after those Super Bowls, there was a separation. My parents, and I was living with my mom, and my dad was away, so I never really was hanging out. I was rarely hanging out with my dad. And if it wasn't for those early days when I was actually living with both my parents, that's the only memories I have of me giving him 5 for scoring touchdowns and all that. And I remember wearing a Dolphin t-shirt. That I do remember because he bought it for me, and I would remember wearing the t-shirt on game days or in the playoff, Super Bowl, whatever. And he's going nuts because he loved the freaking team. And then he got season tickets in the Orange Bowl, and we were on the what's that called? The box seats. But we were on the opposition side. So and we did that for years for my what is it, like 10 and into my teens. For several years. We were at the Orange Bowl every weekend for those games. So for me, that's the only thing I have out of those 2 championships more than anything else is just hanging out with my dad, watching those games. That's the only thing that I cherish and I remember first and foremost, rest in peace. That was the important part. But as a kid, you don't really enjoy a championship, like you do when you become a teenager or a young adult, or my God, now at this age, I don't know, I'll cry like a kid. I'll cry like a baby if the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. I mean, I'll freaking lose it if they win a Super Bowl. I mean, Jesus, because it's been a long ass time and we've gone through a ton of absolute crap. William Craven, thank you, sir, for the love on the No, I was going to say super chat. Cash App. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you immensely. He says, a longtime listener and fan. Thank you, Big O. Well, thank you, man. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that immensely. Very nice, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation as always, or Chainlink or Solana. And Chainlink is pumping, which is pretty cool. So appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can send in your question and comment, insult, whatever it is that you want to send in. Appreciate it as always. Dale Youngblood says, my dad was always deployed overseas. He got me hooked on the Dolphins. The 85 Bears game sealed the deal for me. Been suffering ever since. Yeah. That was the perfect matchup. We had the perfect matchup for that defense. And the Patriots did not, because they didn't have Dan in that passing game. And so that was the weakness of the Bears, the secondary. So if you had an elite passing game, you were going to be able to take advantage of the Bears. That's the only way, because you weren't going to run. You weren't going to move that line. It just is. We actually were matched up perfectly. If our boys didn't choke, talk about pain, bro. 4 fumbles against New England. That rematch was made for us. And we were the panacea for that disease. Anyway, what are you going to do? Let's see what else. Ty in the Bronx says, I loved every second of it, Big O, the glory days. Yes, sir. That was fun. 62-7 is my first vivid memory as a Dolphins fan. I was in the press box in Jacksonville for that. I paid my way to go there because, of course, QAM did not. No, it's important for me to go. I'm the beat guy, and I'm the guy spending my own money to go up there. They at least got me the credential. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's just the radio business is just dog shit. Just absolutely is. Big O, I've never realized how spoiled I was seeing the 2 Dolphins Super Bowls as a teenager. Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are. Extremely. Yes, you are. Big O, what current Dolphins players contribute to 2025 that may help them make the 53-man roster? Okay. They call it training camp, but it's actually Club Finn. I'll get to your question. Give me a couple minutes. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar, because we got a lot of stuff going on already. Dolphins are set to bring in Matthew Judon. Outside linebacker, pass rushing help. We'll see what happens. He's expected to sign. That's what reports say out of Aaron Wilson. We shall see. The Colts have signed former Dolphin Xavier Howard. Dolphins, by the way, beat the Lions in Game 2 of the preseason, 24-17. On Saturday, they will take on the Jags at Hard Rock Stadium at 7 o'clock. Inter Miami beat the Galaxy 3-1. Messi put on a show in the second half. Hell of a pass. Hell of a goal in the 84th minute. Suarez with the score in the 89th. Messi, just an absolute golden pass. They will assume Leagues Cup play on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. They will take on Tigre at Chase Stadium. Let's see if they can advance to the, I think this is the quarterfinals, if I'm correct, I think it is the quarterfinals. So they will advance to the semis, if I'm correct. Louisville City FC doubled up Miami FC 4-2 on Saturday night. Tonight in preseason action, 8 o'clock, Bengals are taking on the Commanders. And by the way, the Cheapos, the Bengals, they are now fielding offers for FAU's own Trey Hendrickson. Incredible. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Reach out to my guy, Alan Blanco, for custom printing and embroidery, 786-618-1443. You can do all of that through Zoom and everything, email, all that, and they can have it shipped to you right away. Shirts, uniforms, whatever it is, they do elite work. Please reach out to Alan Blanco at 3A Graphics and support the great sponsors that support our program, that keep us going every day. You know, our sponsors keep us going every day, like Caneswear, by the way. Go visit our friends at Caneswear. You can get 10% off. We got the Cane season right around the corner. We got Dolphin season right around the corner. Got Heat, Panthers looking for another championship. Inter Miami looking for a championship. And even Marlins gear, man. Caneswear. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off online at caneswear.com or in person. And by the way, if you order online over $99, you will get free shipping too. Come on, man. You can't beat that. Caneswear.com and tell them that we sent you. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Stephen Baker on Venmo. Thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Very kind of you, very generous. He said, you just said Dolphins are complete F-ups. Tell us how you really feel. But once again, you are right. My hopium this year is to see consistent improvement and growth into the team with the ability to punch back and hoping Weaver will become our future head coach. You and I are on the same page. I am looking forward to watching Grant with Sealer and then the two youngins, Phillips and Biggers, right? Then I want to see Phillips stay healthy for an entire year, because you can't really pay him or sign him to a long-term contract. And look, he got leg whipped and he's out again. Like right now, there's no shot I'm giving Jalen Phillips a long-term contract. Like zero chance. He has to turn it around and be super durable for the rest of the year and have a great year. You know what I'm saying? Or if not, I'm maybe a tag or something, but I'm not even nothing. Or maybe I'm a more guarded 2-year deal or something and say, hey, we'll give you a chance to get out, but we can't give you a big time contract. Chubb, you're going to get rid of, right? So eventually you need Phillips and then Chop. I need Chop for that second year to get, going. We know the secondary is going to be rough. And it's also going to be rough on Minka, folks. His head is going to be spinning, trying to help everybody. So the kid is going to make some mistakes, because he's going to be trying so hard. He's going to overplay stuff. He's going to misjudge some stuff. And then he's going to make some great plays back there. But he's going to make some mistakes because it's so hard what he's balancing back there. It is really difficult for Minkah Fitzpatrick what's going on. And then I look at the offensive line. And we know that after the starters, we don't know what we have. We have nothing right now at all. The only hope I have right now is maybe Keon. Okay? But outside of that, we need the starters to stay healthy and see if they can do something. We also need to see Paul. Like, he's not established, but he looks really good. So now let's hope that this translates to the regular season, and he looks really good in the regular season. And then, Savanaya, I don't know how it's pronounced. All these little things. But to ask for it all to come together and for the coach to be magical on the side, this is a season, because you're bringing in Matthew Judon, and because you have a makeshift secondary, because you have no depth on the offensive line. You have so many question marks all over the place. You need a magical coach that can balance and overcome all of that. That's not who Mike McDaniel is. And so there's a lot of things that they have to overcome, and it would take a special coach to overcome all of this. I just don't see he can do that. So I'm with you, sir. I am 100% with Stephen Baker. It's my hopium this year is to see consistent improvement and growing into a team with the ability to punch back, because our team has never been able to punch back. So let's get to the point where we're starting to punch back and win some of these physical matchups. Show me you can run the ball on a consistent basis, because if you can't, life is going to be hard on Tua. It just is. So Improvement and growing into a team with the ability to punch back and hoping Weaver will become our future head coach. That's exactly the way I look at it. Absolutely the way I'm looking at it. So I'm with you. It just, I don't know, man. I know it's rough on all of us because we've been at this for a long time as fans and we want success. And it's hard to wait till the following year and the following year and the following year and all of that. And you just keep kind of, hoping and I don't want to put it off to next year, but what am I going to do? You're not ready yet to compete. It's pretty obvious. So we got to be honest about it. James D. Johnson. He says, took advantage of the dip today. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for the love on Cash App. Thank you for the amazing support. It means a lot, and we appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leon Fresco. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Says Big O, can I get a get well soon to my son Daniel, who tore his Achilles playing soccer this weekend? Oh, dude, Daniel, I hope you feel better, my brother. Hang in there. I had Achilles surgery myself, and so I know how it is. I didn't tear it, but it was some cartilage stuff, and so I know what you're going through is 100 times worse than I am, than what I went through. So just stay positive. That Daniel, that's the only way you get through anything in life, my brother. Okay? Whatever adversity hits your ass, you've got to look at it and tackle it and attack it. That's it. That's the only thing. Doctor told me, yo, your blood is mush. You're at almost 290 or whatever. You got to lose weight. And I just started fasting and losing weight. You got to attack it. Whatever the problem is in life, attack it. The dollar's shrinking, you go buy Bitcoin. And then your money grows that way instead of shrinking the other way. You attack the problem, Daniel. Anything in life, you attack. And that's it. And that's what you're going to do to this injury. You're going to attack it, brother. You're going to attack it. Can't let it beat you, right? So you got to overcome. It's the only thing we can do in life. We can't allow it to keep us down. We got to fight and overcome. You know what I'm saying? So hang in there. Stay positive. I know Dad will help you out, and we will all be praying for you, my brother. All right? There you go. So rock on. Let's go. What do we got here? The Greer 2-year special for Phillips sounds very on brand for him. Not terrible for Phillips either. He performs and he sets up for a bigger contract. Well, nobody's going to give you a big long-term contract with all the injuries he's had. That's why he needs to tear ass from here on out. He cannot continue doing this kind of stuff, and leg whip, I'll be all right. Well, no, actually you're not, dude, because you've been out for weeks now. You can't even practice. So yeah, it's not good. It's always something. And that's the sad part for Jalen. I feel bad for him. Big O, the title means, as always, we're being lied to, or we wouldn't be signing D-line. Yeah, well, I mean, and you're signing a guy that really, we need to get the term territory to the beat writers instead of secondary. Get it done, brother, says Pat in Nashville. Would rather have Gruden over Weaver. I'm not exactly sure why. Why do you want Gruden? Just wondering. Why do you want Gruden? It helps to be on media, bro. It just really helps. It really helps to be on media and just do videos and talk a lot of crap, and it just convinces people, and then you just don't remember what actually happened when he was actually working. Like he took a Tampa team that only got worse and worse and worse and worse, and he never could find a quarterback or anything like that. He's never even ever drafted his own quarterback. So it's just funny. It's like he's never drafted. Well, he's drafted quarterbacks, but he's never drafted and developed his own quarterback. So, it's kind of crazy. Miami doesn't hire from within. I think the last DC from within was Todd Bowles, and they sent him packing. Yeah, but that's just because that's the, what's happened in the past. They also don't fire people during the season. I think that ends here. I think Stephen Ross will fire somebody in the regular season for the first time. And I think this is the change that's coming. But that's just me. And if you don't make that change, I don't know who you're going to get. Okay? Because I certainly will tell you this. I'll be very disappointed in John Gruden. Okay? If they're that stupid to hire John Gruden, I'd be pretty disappointed on that one. Okay? But, to each his own. What can I tell you? Could the Gruden talk be about enthusiastic name recognition? Yeah, it's just that. It's just him that he kept his name in the media and doing all those shows and that quarterback stuff and all that. So fans see all that. And does he do some stuff with Barstool now or something else? Right? That's all it is. That's all it is. They don't remember how Tampa progressively got worse. They just, you remember the championship, and he was handed a beautiful defense, but he, and the power, and he destroyed what he had. He couldn't maintain it. He couldn't keep it up. And that was a pretty special defense. But he had that one magical year, and then that's it. And then people kind of live off of that. And sometimes you're in the right place at the right time. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're the answer. And that's kind of the way I look at John Gruden. But it's all right. I get it, dude. I know how the media works. I've been at it for a long time. I see how the public reacts to when they're fed, the media, the enough in the cycle, and then it just becomes something that, okay, you've seen it so much. Oh, this must be the way to go. And then that's it. And then that's kind of the way you get programmed, basically. And that's all this is with John Gruden. Whole bunch of hype, and then also you got the lawsuit, and he's winning the lawsuit, so then this adds to it, and you kind of like, you're kind of fighting for the little guy because he's taken on the NFL, so you have a little more sympathy for John Gruden. That still doesn't make him really a good head coach, but whatever, go with it. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I could tell you this, if I was, as a Dolphins fan, if they hire John Gruden, I will take the same stance I took with Joe Philbin. Okay? That's all I can tell you. I was never, for not 1 second, on the Joe Philbin bandwagon. Not for 1 second. Okay? I predicted when they hired him, it would be a failure. Not only was it a failure, these assholes actually extended him. I mean, to extend him after that Minnesota game, that is catastrophically stupid. And Stephen Ross actually did that. Like, baffling shit. So if they hire Gruden, I will take on the same attitude I had with Joe. I never gave Joe Philbin a chance. Not one time. Kind of like with, hey, where are the Marlins talk? What happened? You know, I don't fall for some stupid streak, but, you know, those of you out there, they're 7 games behind the wild card now. They got to skip 5 teams. They're 4-10 in the last 14. What happened to all the demand for Marlins talk? Right. Because I don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And Gruden is the banana in the tailpipe. Oh, my God. That would be, and I would be exactly like I was with Joe Philbin. I ripped Joe Philbin from the day they hired him to the day they fired him, and ripping the team for hiring him and even extending him. So that's the attitude I would have. I know Joe fan out there is, oh, let's give everybody a chance. Yeah, I'll give some people a chance, but in my history, for one time, I from the get-go, I never gave that guy a chance because of all the information I got from Green Bay. The people in Green Bay were wondering why we hired him. All the people I knew in Green Bay were like, this doesn't make any sense. This is not a head coach, yada, yada, yada. And they were all right. And I relayed that to all you all back in those days, if you remember. Crazy as shit. I would do the same thing with Gruden. Yeah. But anyway, just all that Marlin stuff, man. What happened? You guys got off the bandwagon again? You don't care anymore? You didn't care in the first place. You just got on the bandwagon because they won a couple games. You guys are thinking, oh, wait, this is 03 all over again. This is going to be a magical run. And we're going to find another Dontrell Willis. And what is it? Stowers is going to be our Cabrera. And, you know, you live that once, right? You'll never live that again. I'm learning that really quick at my old age, that some of the shit that I experienced, it's like, okay, you get it once in your lifetime and you don't get it again. So it'll happen in another lifetime for somebody else, but it ain't going to be for me. Just a weird shit, dude. It sucks, you know, but that's just kind of the way it goes, unfortunately. Anyway, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Thank you as always. Stephen Baker, thank you for the love on Venmo. He says the sooner McUng is gone. All right. Oz. The quicker Weaver can take charge and prove his worth as the head coach. What he has done with the D the last few years is proof he has ability to bring the best out of people. And dude, if he's able to win or have a good, because he had a top 10 scoring defense with no pass rush. If somehow or another he's able to get a really good defense with no secondary, oh my God, that's going to be crazy. Absolutely insane. Okay. That is going to be one thing that you're going to go, wow. Okay, wait a minute. How did he do this? How in the hell did he pull this shit off? You know, how's he going to have a good defense with a team that has no secondary? That makes no sense. Are you kidding me? That makes no sense. That'll be pretty cool. That'll be pretty cool. What else do we have? Once I heard the thumbs up, thumbs down. No, that was Cam Cameron, not Joe Philbin. Cam Cameron, another loser. We'll turn that thumb right side up. That was for the Ted Ginn pick. You're getting those two confused. But hey, dude, Philbin, Cam Cameron, two losers, terrible experience. The only thing is the other one got extended in Philbin. At least with Cam, we only had him for a year. But that's the only thing. But I feel you, bro. It's the pain. It's all together. I feel you, brother. I feel you. What else do we have? Soon as the Florida Marlins turned to the Miami Marlins, I gave up on them, unfortunately. I just gave up on them because they're not going to spend any money. And if you're not going to keep a core players around, I don't have any time for you, because you can't compete like this ever. So, Ronnie says 162 game season. After all is said and done, shitty teams will be shitty teams. Good teams will be good. The shitty teams will win 10 in a row and then lose 3 out of 4 for 2 months. Yes, that's just kind of how it goes. Ty in the Bronx Grove. Yep, I was there, Big O. We both felt Philbin was a clown. That was just a terrible, terrible hire. Brooklyn Rob, a great pass rush can compensate for a bad secondary, and they're going to need a lot of pass rushers. That's why the Matthew Judon move is very interesting, because there's something rotten in Denmark. Something's going on, dude. Something, and it's not good, unfortunately. It's good, by the way, at Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And go see my guy Larry Schlossberg out there, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, great people out there as always. And the summer performance sales event is going on right now. The 2025 Integra, only $299 a month. By the way, Acura, they are made here. All right, so you will avoid the tariffs. $299 a month for the Integra 2025 model, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The ADX, what a beautiful sedan that is, $349 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. And we still have a few left of the 2024 models for the ZDX. We have the 2025s also, but for the 2024, we have 0% financing for 72 months. And right now you can get it for $469 a month. It gets over 300 miles to the full charge. So it's convenient. You have it at home, the charger. You're going to love it. The RDX, my wife drives every day, $419 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. Get on down there. They've got a bunch of certified pre-owned vehicles. That lot is overflowing. So you are going to be walking around, picking the car you want, the color you want, the style you want, the model you want. But more importantly, the price you want. Go see Larry Schlossberg and the great people at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Linebacker has been a strength. Why do we need a linebacker? Did you listen to the segment? You better rewind. Ballaholic says, to be fair, we played the worst offenses in the league last year. Indy, Cleveland, Jets twice, Patriots twice, Titans, Jags, Raiders, and our offense couldn't score much without Tua. Yeah, I know. It's Tua or bust. Or it's our merchandise shop. That's another way you can support us. Hit the like button. Thank you. A lot of you have hit, but we're over 250. Let's hit the like button. Let's go. Get the algorithms going. Appreciate that immensely. Thank you. But I already talked about that. You can rewind a little bit, and if you want to find out about the linebackers and why they're going after Judon, maybe why they're going after Judon. My brother tweeted that Weaver will be unveiling the motivated yet controversial 9-2 defense this season. Hello. It's like the opposite of the 4-6, right? Yeah, from Buddy Ryan. I got you. We're dividing it even down more, right? Okay, I got it. From 4-6 to 2-9. Okay. All right. Let's see. I remember a time when nobody talked hockey, and some of the best Cats moves made were Kachuk over Hubie. Well, yeah, but that was talked about here. I don't know about anywhere else. I can't talk for anybody else, Alexis. But on this show, I was ripping into the team saying you cannot be led by Huberdeau and Barkov. Why? Because they're both goobers. Nothing against Barkov, but he's a goober. He's opened up a little bit more. And I said, you got to trade one of the two. I said, you got to trade Huberdeau for another star. You need to bring in a dog. And then they went and got Kachuk. I was the only guy in town that was saying, you've got to trade Huberdeau. Just like I was the only guy in town to say, you better fire Dale Talon. And then they eventually did. So I can't speak for other shows, Alexis. Not sure if you were listening in those days, but those of you that are hardcore, you know, on this show, we addressed all that kind of stuff because we talk about all sports on this show. We're not limited to one, you know. If you earn it, of course. The Marlins have not earned it. You gotta earn your time on this show, you know. But if you're not committed to winning, then you know I can't help you, as they say, and they are not committed to winning. That's for damn sure. All right, what else do we have? Still can't run the ball. Preseason game, you saw it. And that is a real issue. And we don't have the answer for it right now. Because you don't get enough time in the preseason and in training camp. They don't hit, they don't tackle, they don't have two-a-days. These days are over, okay? What the writers see now, take it from a guy that's been around before most of the people that are on the beat right now. Okay? So I saw practices when they were two-a-days, when they were actually hitting and bringing them to the ground and middle drill to start off and all that kind of stuff. I saw Shula's practices. I saw Jimmy Johnson's practices. I saw Dave Wanstad's practices, and they were way more physical than anything you have watched here that goes on over the last 5-10 years. It's a joke. I've been out there. It's a joke. So you really don't get a feel for the running game unless you're already a running team and it's established. So now you can at least roll that over every year. But unfortunately, our favorite team is not that. They don't have that DNA. It's not in them where they establish it every year, no matter what you are, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's say, that they will do everything in their power to establish the running game, correct? Or the Ravens or whatever. You could just go on and talk about teams that are truly the Packers. They find a way to have a back that's going to be dominating or two, and then they will have a running game no matter what. It's in the heart and soul of what they do. Our Dolphins are not that. This is why when people say, oh, don't overreact over the preseason. No. When it's the Dolphins, we overreact. No, we react to everything. It's not overreacting, it's reacting. And so if you can't get the running game going in practice, and if you can't get it going in the preseason, how the hell do I expect you to get it going in the regular season? I tell a story all the time. I'm at practice, and I'm watching this guy that they signed who was a kind of a bust, and he ate his way out of the league, and then he found a way to lose weight and was motivated, and his name was Jamie Nails. And all of a sudden, Jamie Nails is coming out of the guard spot, and he is pulling, and he's running fools over. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I get on the radio when I do my shows on QAM. At that time, I was the night and weekends guy because during the day, I was covering the beats. I was covering Dolphins and Heat. And so I would cover the beats during the day, and then sometimes I would do my show at night, and then there would be, sometimes there'd be conflicts and all that kind of stuff, or weekends. And so I get on the air and I say, oh, we got a running game this year. Well, that's because I can actually see it in practice. You can't see it now. And you can't tell if they can run because they don't hit enough. They don't tackle enough. They just don't. There are no two-a-days. It's not even built for durability, football nowadays. So the writers nowadays, they don't really get a good feel. No matter what, if they try to tell you because they're trying to add importance to what they do, trust me, take it from somebody that's done what they do and a lot more than them probably and a lot longer than them. What they're watching is Mickey Mouse compared to what used to happen. This is a problem. And you saw it again with the second team. And until you can actually establish it, we're never going to cross that threshold as a team. You've got to be able to run the ball. And this will be hard on the passing game. If you want to make the passing game at its best, you are going to need a running game. Because eventually, even with a freak like Marino, push will come to shove. And you are going to run out of options. And you're not going to be, if you cannot run the ball, even Marino will not be able to bail you out. And proof was in the pudding throughout his entire career. And when he ran up against San Francisco, they could run the ball and they could be physical, and they had the finesse game. Miami only had the finesse game. Finesse has gotten us nowhere for 40 years. And Mike McDaniel has been all about finesse. The guy we got who is the running coordinator has been all about passing. And in the preseason or in training camp, you don't see the running game dominate enough. And that's our main problem, folks. So it's going to be hard to overcome in this season to be a great team, to be a winning team, to win in the playoffs if you can't run the ball. And it's going to be harder to keep Tua healthier because if they know the pass is coming, then they can tee off. And then Tua is limited to the 2 seconds. And the 2-second offense only has so much life. You're going to have to give them 3 every once in a while. You're going to have to give them 3.5. Hell, gift them with a Tannehill 4.5, 5-second back there. Tua never gets that luxury. Real quarterbacks that have offensive lines, sometimes Tom Brady will sit back there and we're sitting and screaming as Dolphin fans, get to the mother effer! Because we know you cannot give a quarterback like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or Drew Brees or any of these kind of passers time. They're going to kill you. Now, if you limit them to 2 seconds, they got to get rid of it quickly. And so you're not going to allow them to get in too much space, and you're good. And you're fine as long as you stay in that area. But you can only go so far. So one of the things that, again, it's not an overreaction, it's a reaction to the reality. You haven't proven to be a running team for decades. There are aberrations. Yes, Lamar Smith, Jay Ajayi, and Ricky Williams. I got those 4 seasons. Are we done? 2 with Ricky, 1 with Lamar, and 1 with Jay Ajayi. Okay. In 40 years, we had 4 of those seasons. But outside of that, normally we don't have those. And that's really mostly the back, not the line, making all that happen. Let's be honest. Okay? Let's be honest. It just, running is very, very important. Extremely important. And when you have a passer like Tua, it's imperative. It's not just important. It's must have. Because if not, then it's Marino and you don't get anywhere. But when you're Jim Kelly, you end up in the Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but you got him there. It wasn't Thurman's fault. That's for damn sure. He did his part, and so did that offensive line. You know what I'm saying? So, because the kicker failed or whatever, so be it. But you got it. And when Mahomes is at his best is when the offensive line is at its best. And the last couple of years, it's been either the offensive line or the defense that's really put the Kansas City Chiefs over the top. Mahomes does his job, of course, but when the O-line's not working, Mahomes can't overcome it. You saw it again this year. Saw it again a couple of years ago, like, was it 3-4 years ago? No offensive line, couldn't overcome it. But they give him a running game every year because it doesn't matter where Andy Reid's been, in Philadelphia or in Kansas City, he always has a running game for his quarterback. Got to have a running game. And that is one thing that I got from this preseason overall so far in training camp, is that the Dolphins are still, for whatever reason, not a running team. And if you're not a running team, you're going to have a problem competing. You know, I've talked for 90 minutes straight. 90 minutes straight. It's unheard of. Unfreaking heard of. All right, so we got the Jags this week at 7. They got a joint practice on Thursday. I would imagine they'll get as many first teamers there, all the work, and probably not in the preseason game. That's my guess. Who knows what's going to happen? You're so close now to the regular season. I don't think you put people at risk. We talked about Matthew Judon, Miami going after him, and what the implications are. I'm going to get to something also Dolphins wise. Before I do that, you guys know I've been on a tear now since I got the Regal app, and so saw a couple of movies over the weekend. I forgot, did I talk about Nobody 2 already, Sean? I did, right? Because I saw it on Thursday. So Friday, I saw Highest to Lowest, the new Denzel Washington movie. Slow first hour, picks up in the second hour. I won't give you any spoilers. I never do. Not a movie I would pay $30 to go see between two people, or 28 or whatever the hell it is in your place. I would wait for it on an app. It's not a bad movie. It's a decent movie, but it's, you know, there's some emotions tied to the movie, especially in that second hour, and a decent storyline, but it's not a great movie. It's not one that I would pay for. I would wait for it on an app personally. Slightly better movie is Americana. Sydney Sweeney is in this movie, and let me stop you right away. It's not a sexy role. Okay, she does not play a sexy role. She actually plays a serious role, and she does a nice job. Okay, it's an interesting storyline. Again, I don't know if I'm going to go to the extreme of paying for the movie, but I would go see it on an app. The second it's available, I would go see it. I give Paul Walter Hauser mad props. His role, he did a really, really good job in his role, you know, overall. And it's not a bad storyline, and there's some parts you'll laugh. Decent cast, by the way. Eric Dane is in the movie, very short role. But yeah, and God, my heart falls for Eric Dane, what he's going through now with MLS. Just terrible. Anyway, Americana would be one that I would look forward to in an app. Again, I don't know if I go crazy and go pay for two people to see it. If you can get it for some kind of cheap rate, you know, on a Tuesday night or something, where they're charging $6 or $7, okay, I'll go see it. $7 or $8 or whatever it is they charge on a Tuesday night. If there's a special night, okay, I might take the chance to go see Americana. But if not, I'd wait for it on the apps. Okay, so there you go. Rest in peace, General Zod. Terrence Stamp from Superman passed away at the age of 87. 87's, you get 87, that's pretty good. I gotta say, I'd like to get 87 myself. If you get into your 80s, you've done pretty well for yourself. I gotta say, you have set yourself up pretty good. You got a good life in. Let's see what we got here on music history. Let's start off with birthdays for musicians today on August 18th. Who was born on August 18th? Eric Schrody, Irish-American rapper with House of Pain. Jump Around, Jump Around. I swear, every time I watch that video, it's like, is this like a bar for the Aryan Knights, those skinheads and stuff? That's what it looks like. Skinhead rappers. All right, that's bar I don't want to be in. Let's see who else. I'm just being honest, man. It's just the way the video comes off. I'm sorry. Ron Stryker. Men at Work, born in 1957. Throwing in a little airplane for you if you didn't pick up on that. Patrick Swayze, rest in peace. Born on this date in 1952. We lost him in 2009 to pancreatic cancer. John Reese from Men at Work, born in 1951. Dennis Elliott, drummer with Foreigner, born in 1950. Neil Griggs from the New Zealand band Split Ends. How about that? Let's see who else. A little Kiwi celebrating a birthday today. Sarah Dash, who was with LaBelle, Lady Marmalade, back in 1945, born on this date. We lost her in 2021. Let's see who else. And that is it for musicians. Now let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today. Remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they are no longer with us. And we start off with the explorer Meriwether Lewis, born in 1774. Just lost him, just recently. Actor Shelley Winters, born in 1920. The talented swimmer. Rosalind Carter, First Lady, born in 1927. Roberto Clemente, born in 1934, the Baseball Hall of Famer. Actor Robert Redford, born in 36. He is 89. Speaking of getting into the 80s, way to go, Robert. Actor Martin Mull, born in 1943. Rest in peace. Dennis Leary, born in 57. He's 68. Madeline Stowe, born in 58. She's 67. TV journalist Bob Woodruff, born in 61. He's 64. Masta Killa from Wu-Tang Clan, born in 69. He's 56. Was it Cash? What is it? Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bill, y'all. Let's see, what else do we have? Christian Slater, born in 69. He's 56. Edward Norton, born in 69. He's 56. Malcolm Jamal Warner, just lost him, born in 1970. Andy Samberg, actor, comedian, born in 78. He's 47. And that is it. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir. Tom Pritchard, you may know him as Body Donna Zip. He turned 66 today, August 18th, 2025. Oh, that was your break. Back to talking.
Wow. So, long list of wrestlers born on this date. All right, let's see. Let's go in music history before I go back to sports talk. We start off in music history in 1966, the year I was born. The Beach Boys released Wouldn't It Be Nice If We Could? And God Only Knows on the flip side on this date. In 72, members of Sly and the Family Stone were arrested after police found 2 pounds of marijuana in the group's motorhome. Come on. Let them smoke a little. In 78, Def Leppard made their live debut at Westfield School in Sheffield, England, in front of 150 students. In 1980, Echo and the Bunnymen released their debut album, Crocodiles. It features The Pictures on My Wall and Rescue. Terrific song. In 92, Achy Breaky Heart was the number one country hit from Billy Ray Cyrus. It peaked at number 4 on the pop-oriented Billboard 100. In 92 on this date, Bobby Brown married and ruined Whitney Houston, who was dressed in a $40,000 Mark Bauer wedding gown at her New Jersey estate. I'm sorry, I added a little bit there. Those in attendance included Stevie Wonder, who had no idea what he was seeing because he couldn't, Gloria Estefan, Natalie Cole, Patti LaBelle, Freddie Jackson. She would file for divorce in September of 2006. If she doesn't marry him or is with him, I think she's still alive. That's just me. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to that. In 95, the Ramones released their 14th and final album, Adios Amigos. It featured a cover of Tom Waits' I Don't Want to Grow Up. In 2001, Weezer released Hash Pipe, the first single from Weezer's AKA The Album. In 2014, Shakira becomes the first person to accumulate 100 million likes on Facebook. Have you seen her? Who doesn't like that? What else do we have? Martha Reeves, by the way, 84 years old today. I don't think I mentioned that. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Records and the Virgin Empire. He is 75 today. Glenn Hughes of the Village People is 75 today. Country singer Ricky Skaggs is 71. Wow, there's a lot of them that I missed out here. Terry Chambers, drummer for XTC. Senses working overtime. Yes. He is 70 years old today. Darian Malakane from System of a Down is 50. MIA is 50 today. Priyanka Chopra is 42. Damn. Oh, dude, no wonder. I am sorry. I made a mistake. I just read July 18th. No wonder this sounded like, I looked at it and I go, man, this sounds kind of familiar. And I'm not reading August 18th. I'm reading July 18th. What an idiot I am. What an idiot I am. That is terrible. So now let's start off with music history. It's an edit for Sean Stanley now. In 73, Diana Ross scored her second U.S. #1 singles with Touch Me in the Morning. The song marked a turning point in her career and coming immediately after her Academy Award nomination for Best Actress in her acting debut of Lady Sings the Blues. In 75, Hall & Oates released their fourth studio album, Daryl Hall and John Oates, and it featured Sarah Smile. In 79, Chic went to #1 on the U.S. singles charts with Good Times. These are all good times. The group's second U.S. #1, #5 hit in the UK. The song is ranked 229 on Rolling Stone's list of 500 greatest songs of all time and has become one of the most sampled tunes in music history, most notably in hip-hop. No shit. In 87, Debbie Gibson released her debut, Out of the Blue. It features Only in My Dreams. In 92, Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love became parents, giving birth to daughter Frances Bean Cobain. In 98, Death Cab for Cutie released her debut studio album, Something About Airplanes. It features Benta Squares. Let's see who else. There's so much to pick from in this thing. In 2008, Stereolab released their 9th studio album, Chemical Chords. It features 3 women. And let's see. And in 2017, Grizzly Bear released their 5th studio album, Painted Ruins, and it featured Morning Sound. Now let's see if there's any birthdays that I missed out on. So far, Marvin Isley from the Isley Brothers. I don't think I mentioned that. 52, passed away in 2010. John Schwartz. He's the drummer for Weird Al Yankovic. He's 69. Okay. I'm the drummer for Weird Al Yankovic. Do I really want to admit that? I'm serious. Wow. Let's see. Mika Singer of Grace Kelly is 42. G Dragon is 37. And Francis Bean Cobain is 33 today. Might as well, right? That's what happened today in music history. Thank you for tolerating me. Well, those of you that hung in there. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Remember, you can make a donation to the show. Keep us going. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Have you heard anything yet on the football front, Sean, with Judon? Any news there so far? Have you seen anything? No? Okay, just in case, because I don't pick up on everything. We have news already for week 1 of the regular season for the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts. You know, I was looking at the line, and the Colts are favored by 1. The over and under is 46. The Fins are minus 105 on the money line. The Colts are minus 115. And I am thinking that I kind of like the Dolphins in this one. And the interesting part is I think we already know who the quarterback's going to be. Shane Steichen was asked about his quarterback battle between Daniels and Richardson. And he says, I think the most consistent guy. I really do. Because at the end of the day, you've got to be able to move the football consistently up and down the field, make good decisions. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, you can have splash plays, but if you're doing it sparingly, up and down, I think it's got to be on a consistent basis to get where we want to go. And when you talk about that, dude, I was never a Daniel Jones guy coming out of Duke or whatever. I was at the Senior Bowl and I wasn't impressed with Daniel Jones in no way, shape, or form. He's not a horrible quarterback, okay? But Richardson is a horrible quarterback. He's a terrible passer, bro. He's a pure athlete trying to play the quarterback position. He doesn't have a sense of playing the quarterback position or anything like that. And I'm not telling you that Daniel Jones is the second coming, but he can read a defense better than Richardson. He is slightly more accurate than Richardson, and he's actually slightly more durable, because that's the other thing that, Tua, I expect him to get injured when he goes and seeks contact because he doesn't have a big body. With Anthony Richardson, you'd figure, okay, there's a big body athlete. He's in great shape. He's built like Adonis. He could take a couple hits. That dude can't take any hits. That's one of the most fragile big quarterbacks I have ever seen in my life. So if I'm Shane Steichen, there's no doubt I'm starting Daniel Jones, because I think I'm going to get slightly more consistency and more durability. I don't have a franchise quarterback. I'm not going to have a guy that scares the defense or anything, but Daniel Jones can get lucky on any given Sunday and come up with a half-decent game for you. Is he going to be mediocre a bunch of times? Yeah, he's Daniel Jones. Give me a break. But Anthony Richardson is mediocre all the time with a couple of splash plays. And when Shane Steichen threw in the splash plays thing, that was like, okay, that's the indictment on the kid. That's the indictment on the kid. Sorry, but I'm not playing him. I'm gonna play the other guy. So, Miami Dolphin fans, you can now for sure expect Daniel Jones to be your starter against the Fins. So, what do we do? By the way, I already bet the Dolphins minus +1. I know. I'm stupid, but what can I can't help it. I can't help it. And I took the money line. I can't help it. I know McDaniel is a terrible coach and he lost last year to that team. But wow. You got to win this game. You got to win this game, dude. Please win this game. Please don't start off the season 0-1. I know I'm not expecting a great season. So some of you are like, well, wait a minute. Oh, you're not expecting. I know I'm not, but it doesn't mean I'm rooting against them. That's not who I am. I've seen that out there. I've seen that. Oh, we're not going anywhere. I hope they lose every. I can't do that. I can't do that. You know what I mean? If the guy wants to prove me wrong and win 10, 12 games and win a playoff game and make me look bad, great. Fantastic. Okay? But, I can't sit there and... So I actually think they're going to win this game. I'm insane, ain't I? Why would I do that? Because I actually don't think that they're going to play much at all this week. So as long as there's no major injuries, if Tua gets injured, well, then that bet goes to shit. But that's a whole different ball game. I doubt Tua is going to get injured. I think he'll be all right. They don't tackle or anything on Thursday's thing, so that's why Tua will be fine. And I don't think he'll play on Saturday when it's all said and done. I think it'll be all backups once again, is what we'll get on Saturday night. Because that's just kind of the way it rolls, as they say. All right, what else do we have going on in the world of sports? Anything develop on the football side there, Sean? We got anything, any breaking news or anything? Nothing?
Nothing breaking, but an hour ago, I went back to try to find this. Barry Jackson put out, I don't know if you saw it or not, sources confirmed Judon visit today, but said there is no negotiated deal agreed to orally in writing or anything. So for now, just a visit. Could potentially turn into signing, but they would need to agree to a contract, and that's not happened yet.
Okay. All right. It is what it is. What are you going to do? All right, folks. We appreciate it immensely. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley. Thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. We shall see you all tomorrow afternoon, because tomorrow we are at Hialeah Park like we are every Tuesday now, not Thursdays, Tuesdays. And we'll be there at 2 o'clock, 2 to 4. So come on out and join us if you want. And we'll be rocking and rolling. And we appreciate you all out there. If you made a donation, thank you. Hit the like button. Thank you. Visit our amazing sponsors. We thank Sean Stanley. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.